existing culture kind of thinks that this is what morality is about, this is what life is about. As Michael Lockwood said to me once, morality is the theory of, let me get this right, the theory of why you don't do what you would do if you didn't know about morality. So his idea is, if it weren't for our theories of morality, there'd be a thing that we would do, like we would do the animal thing or the base thing, but because we have moral theories, we don't do those anyway, despite in some sense wanting to do them. Now, I think that is a description of what happens when moral thinking goes wrong. It's a very bad way of characterizing moral thinking in general.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
Well, it envisages a perpetual, unresolvable conflict. And, that's the definition of hell or something. That's I mean, it's never exactly that. That's oversimplification of what the prevailing view of morality is, because I think the prevailing view also includes the idea that one can want to do the moral thing. It's not quite the same as saying one can want to be moral, because according to Michael Lockwood's definition, that want can coexist with another want to be immoral.
I have a question about the should thing, which was that, so you said that should was something like at the end of a creative process, that's the whatever best answer that you've got.
Well, that's the answer. I mean, that's the answer which has solved the problem for the moment.
In what sense is it should that thing? Like why do you need the word should in the first place?
Because it's not a factual statement. It's not a statement so and so is true. It's a statement that so and so should be true. Like if it isn't true now, we'll make it true.
How come you can't just say I want to do such and such?
Yes, but you need an explanation. I mean, you have an explanation. You've just worked out quite possibly a complicated explanation for why you now want this. And so there's something extra. It's beyond just wants. You had wants at the beginning. At the end, you have a want. And you found that by considering morality.
Like as though the morality is driving the want?
Yes, absolutely. It always does. That's another thing, thinking it's the other way around is another of the misconceptions about morality that's built into our culture.
I think I see it. Okay. So when I think of morality, the word morality, the way it's being used, I was thinking of it as like an extra layer being laid on top of, like, it's a layer of shoulds. I think of it as a layer of shoulds. I think what you're saying is not that. It's saying that morality is inbuilt in the creative being. Is that a fair statement?
Yes. And it's built into the faculty of having wants in the first place, because a human, any creative entity, has got problems, i.e., conflicting theories, conflicting ideas, conflicting wants, conflicting moralities. We think about morality in order to solve these moral problems, which we have by virtue of our nature as creative beings.
So one thing I see there is when you're in that inquiry, the inquiry could be one of, because this is inbuilt, it can be navigated through looking at what do I want? And there's another way of navigating it, which is purely intellectual, based on kind of the text of what this morality is supposed to be.
I think that's not quite, I wouldn't quite put it like that, although one could put it like that. Let's say you're having a vaccination and you feel the needle going in, and you have an inborn tendency to wince, that is, to pull your arm away. But you want the vaccination to go well. So one way you can think about this is that you've decided you should have a vaccination, and therefore your want to wince should be overridden, and you should just power through and do it anyway. But I think that for most people, We call people who haven't been able to be rational about this issue, we call them, needle phobic or whatever. I'm very sympathetic with that.